横面打ち四方投げ。Use the force his arm generates to throw your opponent. Instead of receiving the full force of his strength, as in this shot, direct your ki toward him and force his strength to flow to the outside. Permit him to strike to the left, then step back to the left yourself. When you step back, you must not withdraw your ki. If you continue extending ki forward, your balance will remain steady so that you can stand on one foot. This is incorrect. Foot movement. Yokomen uchi kokyu nage. 3 versions. Lead and throw him before his strike can connect with your body. Yokomen uchi kokyu nage irimi. Do not extend your arms only. This is an application of the ikkyo undo. Move your body till your right arm reaches your opponent's chest. You will then be completely safe from his strike. Munetsuki kotegaeshi. You may pin him from either a standing or a seating position. Turning your hips slightly, get out of his line of attack. Attempting to block the strike, only assist him in hitting you with his arm or his foot. Extend his hand first, then swing it to the rear. Using no force, extend his arm, and then simply walk forward, bringing him with you. The same tactic works with an opponent armed with a staff. Munetsuki kaiten nage. Munetsuki ikkyo. Apply the same principles to an opponent armed with a pistol. By the time he shoots, you must be out of his line of fire. The same method against a knife. A slight twist, and you are clear. Against other methods of knife attacks, disarm him immediately. This method will not work. This one will. The instant he thrusts, move beyond him. Munetsuki techniques. Ushiro tekubi tori kokyu nage. Unless you lead him in the direction in which he wants to go, you will be unable to lift him. Kotegaeshi. Extend your arm as far as possible, and your hand will slip free easily. The same thing is true when your opponent grips your hand from behind. Retracting your hips is vitally important. Let your opponent move behind you, but immediately lead him forward again to prevent his kicking or striking you. Let him move to the front, and then throw him. Free techniques. Ushiro hijitori. Constantly pouring forth ki, lead your opponent upward. Ushiro kata tori kokyu nage. Movement is impossible from this posture. Step back on your left foot, shift your weight to it, and then walk forward. Force will not get you where you want to go. Draw up all slack, and when you can move no farther, twist your hips. You will then be able to rotate to the rear. The technique is much easier if you are moving when your opponent reaches you. Free techniques. Ushiro-dori kokyu nage. Movement to the side is impossible from a hold as tight as this. But you can twist your arms inward and outward. Turn them outward first, and as you rotate them inward again, raise your opponent's body. This is an application of Ushiro Tori Undo. Lean forward and throw him over you. When your opponent grips you at the elbows so that you cannot twist your arms in and out, take advantage of the bend in your arms. Bend them still further and pin his hands to your body. You then become the man in control of the situation. 後ろ腕取り呼吸投げ。Thinking of your arms as nails, bow forward, and using your hips as a crowbar, draw your arms free. You must face down. Kubishime. Since raising your opponent forcibly by the elbows is difficult, first lower the elbows. Then, pressing his hand to your body, bow and throw him. Should an opponent gripping you from behind have his knee in your back so that you cannot bow forward, brush his knee away with your hips and bow to the side. Katate tori kubishime sankyo. Tekubi kosa undo is important to this technique. You must concentrate on putting the weight of your arms in the backs of your hands. A different method. Press his hand tightly to you. Crouch straight down. Then rise again, easily escaping from your opponent's stranglehold. Defense for women. A drug-soaked cloth has been put over your face. Press the cloth to you. Hold your breath for a brief while and break free this way. An opponent has seized your hair from behind. Do not try to break away in attempted abductions like this. First, go along with your attacker for a few steps. Then, using hip movement, break clear of him. Pinching. Pinching a large amount of the flesh is not too effective. Always pinch only a small amount of the skin. This causes much more pain. Arrest techniques. If you grip the criminal's arm tightly, he can thrust it back at you and possibly break away. However, if following the principle of the unbendable arm, you press your thumb close against his arm from behind, making sure that no space is open between the two, and simply walk forward. He will have to follow you. You can then get a sankyo hold on his fingertips. If you approach the man you are to arrest from the front and attempt to take him head on, he could strike you with his right hand. Move by him first, and then turn to make the arrest. Extending your hand is permissible, but when moving in from the front, step aside so that you are out of the line of attack. This could happen if you try seizing him from behind. This is a good place for kotegaeshi. against 2 opponents, 1 on each hand. Another throw. Three opponents. A typical training scene. Repeated sincere, cooperative, and helpful practice among all partners gradually instills correct Aikido movements in the subconscious. Until the time comes when it is necessary to apply these movements, they will remain in the subconscious. To be able to perform Aikido movements unconsciously is the outcome of constant, repeated practice. Kokyu dosa. This is a basic exercise in emitting ki from the single spot in the lower abdomen, so that all of the strength of your body is available for any required action. The partner whose ki stops flowing for an instant will be thrown. Training with a wooden staff. Whether the training tool is a staff or a sword, you must concentrate on sending your ki to the very tip of it. When you change directions, your ki must change also. In other words, you must constantly send your ki along the full length of the staff. The staff will become a part of your body, and as such, is completely subject to your will. Then, you can move as one with the staff, and use it like your hands and feet. The ability to control ki completely is the heart of Aikido training, the all-important element that enables you to deal not only with opponents in any number, but also with the countless problems confronting modern man. Suitable for children and the elderly, as well as for young adults, Aikido and its principles of spiritual and bodily coordination can ensure protection in case of emergency and develop good physical health, the fundamental basis for a brighter outlook for a happier future. This is Aikido.